welcome back to the videogames.lu podcast. And for this one, I am very excited because I've been waiting to do this one for so long, and finally it's the time. It's the time of the year now.
It's
Um,
the season.
it's tis the season, man. It's finally here. Fighting game characters, so characters in fighting games, the importance of those. So I'm very excited to do this podcast, and I'm joined by my FGC brothers. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Who wants to start? I start with your real brother.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Rod. The H is silent as always, and or Roberto if you prefer. And yeah, I'm a member of the videogames.lu crew as a part of the fighting game corner. TO, Luxembourgish TO player.
Thank you.
What
Next.
else?
Next. Who's next?
My name is Alex, also called, Actarus, and also member of the fighting game community, helping out the two brothers as TO. And yeah, glad to be here.
Our co-TO. Next one.
I guess I have to talk now. I'm Sulfura, also a member of the videogames.lu club, and I'm usually the one taking care of the stream. So
The boy.
that's what I do.
Helping us out, doing God's work.
Mm.
And I didn't introduce myself. How rude of me. I am Alexein, also known as Alessandro, and I am also TO at the Fighting Game Corner in the videogames.lu events, like gaming cafes. So, as I already mentioned, this time is all about them fighting game characters. And before I begin, I almost forgot. If any of you listeners is wondering, like, okay, why are they talking English now? The first two podcasts were in Luxembourgish. Just it was just a way to broaden our horizons. We have in our community some people that don't know any Luxembourgish, so I want them to understand our podcast as well. So, but that doesn't mean that the Luxembourgish is going away. Some podcasts will be in Luxembourgish, others will be in English. It just depends on the topic and on the people that are participating. So, for any of you wondering, that's the reason. And yes, so without further ado, we can continue with fighting game characters. So, the first point I wanted to talk about is the importance of characters. I mean, in fighting games, characters, in my opinion, are everything. Not maybe everything, but they take a big chunk of the game. And my question to you then, or let's start the discussion. How important is a character for you, or many characters?
I have to. I think I have the same opinion as you.
Of
so
course.
you, of course, of course.
Twins,
But
I
you,
tell you.
no, no. So you said something like characters are everything, but not everything, perhaps. No. And I actually really think they are everything because even if there are certain mechanics in the game that you usually like, or even a style of a game, if you prefer hyper fighters or if you prefer a more grounded game like Street Fighter or Grand Blue, you still have to play or to pick a character and to play with this character. I would say your whole fighting game journey, And for me, characters are really important because they are actually representing the fighting game itself. You can have just mechanics just with two, say, white blocks, and it wouldn't be appealing.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also share your same opinion. I talked in general, but I give great importance in characters. I find them more, how do you say, more important than gameplay wise. It depends because gameplay is still very important. I mean, you can have great characters, but the gameplay, if the gameplay isn't appealing, um, I mean, you can have the best characters in the world if the game isn't fun. It just isn't fun, right? So I think there has to be some kind of balance between game plan and gameplay and characters. But I always tend to look at the characters. My first impressions are always on the characters in fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
How about y'all?
Well, let's just say that when a game is announced and you're starting to see like trailers and gameplay about it, I think the characters is what gets me excited most about this, because I think even though I think they play a really central role in I mean, personally for me, because sometimes I associate myself with that specific character, and I like it because he has like a certain style, or does certain moves, or looks like shiny or something like that, so flashy. And even if a fighting game is announced and it doesn't appeal to you, I think many of us get drawn to that game if a certain specific character shows up.
Yeah, so characters are the selling point in your.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. How about Mike?
Well, I have a bit of a split opinion on that.
Yeah,
because-
no.
Where's the mute button?
Let's say this.
I told you we shouldn't invite him.
Okay, let me speak out. Well, so I think the mechanics and all that is like the recipe for your food, basically. Like, what can you do, and the mechanics tell you if you will enjoy the game itself. But I think that the characters are the spice that make it really good. So
I like that idea.
if there is a game that I find fun, I might not play it as much if it doesn't have a character that I really enjoy. So I think you don't need a character to really have fun with the game, but I think if there's a character that you find fun, then you could even tolerate a game you don't like as much.
I might agree with that. I really agree with that.
I would actually say I have an example for that. Because I'm not a big fan of the Granblue versus fighting game. Because I really don't like, I would say, the mechanics, like the cooldowns and all the decision that they made for this game. But the moment I saw Belial, I was like, "This is my character. This is my character," you know. And even though
let's speak.
Yeah, so even though I really don't play Granblue that much, and I know that I wouldn't like playing it because it just doesn't appeal to me. I still was hyped for Belial, and I still was I would say I was willing to test it out again, even though maybe I would just play it for like a few times and then I will drop it immediately. But
His trailer was hype.
His trailer was hype. Yeah.
You would play it casually because you like the character.
Yeah, pretty casually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, I also have an example, and it's a quite how do you say also recent one. And it's the game I love to hate. It's Street Fighter 5. It's in Street Fighter 5, my biggest problem is the character. I mean, I am known in Luxembourg as the Bison player, but not many people know that I don't actually. But I like Bison in Street Fighter 5, but I don't like him as a real favorite character, right? It's just okay. It's the one that I like the most out of the ones that I don't like. And I like his design. I like his design in Street Fighter 5. Not so much his moves, but that's the game also in general, right? And so I tolerate him. I had my good moments with him, and he's still one of the boys, if I can put it that way. But the moment, very late moment, When they announced my girl Rose,
Here we go.
it was like, okay, I'm sorry, man, I gotta drop Bison. And even I also tried to play with Urien because I like his design, I like his moveset. But once La Rosa comes out, I'm gonna stick with her. I mean, she was my bae in Street Fighter 4, and she's really my most favorite Street Fighter. It's Rose, and I can't wait till she comes back. I don't even care how she plays. I don't even care how she plays. She just has to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. That's all. She just has to be fun. But yeah, it's also very recent example of that. So, and in this case, I see myself wanting to play more Street Fighter 5, even though I'm not that excited about the game. Even now with the Championship Edition, although I have to say it's they stepped their game up with the new update. But it's Rose is a motivation for me to get in the game again. Very late, I know, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I have like a different point of view. I mean, sometimes what I wanted to say is like you have sometimes. I mean, for me personally, you have characters that you really like because you like the style, you like the way they look, and there's this specific character in the Mortal Kombat series, which for me personally is like it went, from one side to the other. I mean, I was not liking him, then I liked him, and then again, I ended up not really playing him. And that's about the character, Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat series. So until the 10th game, I mean Mortal Kombat X, he was always very cheesy. Even though he comes from, I mean, his origins comes from a character like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, that's the inspiration from, and I like the actor. I mean, when I was a child, I was watching his movies a lot. So for me,
Bloodsport.
for me, exactly for me, yeah, it's a plain copy. Actually, the first Mortal Kombat, when you see Johnny Cage, you compare, the style to the Bloodsport. It's exactly that. Actually,
that's what makes it great.
Yeah, exactly. So I was thinking, oh, cool, that character looks great. And then, the way he was, the way he acted, like very cheesy. I didn't like him at first. And then by the time Mortal Kombat X dropped, they made him like a bit more three-dimensional. And he was like very cool, very stylish, always like a big mouth. And I really liked the way he was. But in the end, I didn't end up playing with him because it doesn't fit my style, and maybe I should have put more effort into the character himself. And you see how you switch sometimes to a character which maybe like you don't, I don't know how to say it, you don't like him as much as the ones that look stylish, but it suits more your style, or you play him because you end up like learning it very easy,
Yeah, because every player has his, I would say, preferred style.
Yeah, exactly. Preference, gameplay wise, and
Like you have like
That's actually what I wanted to talk about next.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Yeah,
actually my next point.
Oh, okay. Okay.
well,
you're
we're
you're
moving
reading
very fast.
you're reading my mind. Get out of my head. But yeah, so go ahead.
Have to read.
Yeah, we fighting is up in here. We're gonna learn today. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
go ahead, Sulfura.
Yeah, so what I wanted to mention is because I know how we are, so I know that we are pretty much character loyalists. We
I
like to
am,
play our characters, but I also know that there's a different perspective, like people who prefer to play. Let's call them functions because that's the word they use. So they say like, I want to play a Zona. I don't care which character it is, and I want to play a good Zona. So they go entirely in the different direction where they don't look at the character, but they look at the playstyle completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that it does affect a bit who I play as well, because I prefer characters that I can play in a more reactive kind of way. I'm more of a reactive player, and I try to bait certain things. And when I see it, I want to be able to do it instantly, which is why I don't like setup characters. I don't want to prepare something just in case something else happens. Like charge characters, I cannot play. Zone characters where you have to hold down a button to charge the move, I don't like. So if I like a character from design, from personality and all that, but that character has a playstyle that I cannot play well with, then I might drop the character, even though I like the character. And that's kind of a bit of a frustrating thing because I want to play that character, but I can't play that character.
Yeah, I understand.
So, let me get this straight. If Street Fighter 6 is announced and Karin is announced for Street Fighter 6 and they choose to make her a charge character, what are you gonna do?
I would have to like Karin very much to learn charge because I hate that.
But that's
It-
that's actually what I did with Vega in Street Fighter 5, in Street Fighter 4, because I was not I was never a charge character player, you know. I learned playing charge characters with King of Fighters because you have some characters who have, I would say, they are not like only charge characters, you know. But certain characters have charge moves, you know. So I learned a bit from there. But when I played Street Fighter 4, and I absolutely wanted to play Vega, and he was a charge character, and I was like, okay, now I have to learn charge characters now. No, and so I did.
I have the same approach. It's like if my favorite character has a playstyle that I'm not used to, then I just have to learn it. It's just that simple. I mean, I love the character too much to just drop him. So charge character, I better learn to do charge moves. Is it button hold character? Better learn to do that. Although with button hold I have a big problem because I can technically not do it. That's the problem. It's not that I just can't do it, but it's possible, but I don't want to. It's just really I can't do it, and that's the example with Najd from KOF 14. I wanted to play her, but she is a button hold character, and I can't do it on a pad. It's easier with a stick, but I can't play on a stick, and so I had to drop her. Because she's not one of my all-time favorite characters. She's a new DLC character, so I don't have any attachment. But if they decide to make K-Dash or Vanessa in KOF 14 like a button hold character, oh boy, give me the stick. Give me the stick, man. I gotta learn now.
So basically, the character decides if you're willing to put in the amount of work to make it happen.
For me and my brother, I can clearly say that it's from the same opinion from my brother. The character decides our playstyle. We don't have a playstyle. We just play our characters. And
Well, I have like a situation in Samurai Showdown actually, where I think purely from a playstyle perspective, Nakururu would fit me better, but I would prefer to play Charlotte.
you like
But
them
with
Josamas, man.
But well, I have a type. Let's say it like that. But I want to play Charlotte, but her moves have a lot of startup, and it doesn't work as well to play reactive with her. She seems like more of a zoner. Now Nakururu, I can play more reactive. I can see, oh, he did something, and now I can do this. It works even. I can do like that slide from on the ground. If you whiff something from further away, I can still punish it like that. So I think she fits me better in terms of playstyle, but I would prefer to play Charlotte.
Yeah,
That's
because Nakururu is not smug, because Nakururu is not cheeky. Yeah, you want to say something, Alex?
Yeah, I think I'm like this again, like a small difference between us because I don't think I think I'm the only one from the group that is maybe not that loyalist of a true to characters and like playing in a series of fighting games always the same character. I mean, at least trying to stick with them,
Mm.
because I think I think there's not that many games where I chose, to play repeatedly always the same character, because
Mm.
maybe I'm the kind of guy who doesn't put the effort in it and just picks a character and just tries for a while to find out which suits me the best. For example, I think it was like also with, but then I think then again you have like sometimes characters where unfortunately you like the character, and in the next installment of the series, they disappear because
Oh Lord, that's what I hate the most.
that's horrible. Personally, for example, when I take like a game like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, I instantly fell in love with Abel from Street Fighter 4, because it was so different and it was so cool, and like the playstyle was like very, very much what I enjoyed about him, and also like how he looked, like very beef, but still like at least not
No, I liked his.
was suiting me.
I liked his inspiration. It was Box Française. It's something that you don't see very often in fighting games.
Yeah, exactly. And and the French guy disappeared actually on Street Fighter 5. And I think
He's in the story mode.
yeah, he's in the story. Yeah, that's horrible. That's so
They're
bad.
teasing you. They're teasing you. Like, look,
It's
but
the background, man.
looky, but no touchy, man.
I was so hoping to see him in Street Fighter 5, but I think I dropped like Street Fighter 5 for a long time. I mean, I was I remember back at the beginning of the game, I think I played with Karin. I mean, I was
one of those.
And no, it doesn't have anything to do with her looks, not at all, not at all. And basically by the time G came, I was like, wow, what kind of character is that? I remember the first time I saw him, I felt he looked so weird, and then he grew on me, because I was watching gameplay, and he was very flashy and everything, and I was like, okay, I think I fell in love with someone here.
GG has a fantastic presentation.
Yeah. I mean, he has like the way he talks, the way his moves work, and he's not that basic character that you see in. I mean, he's a very he's an untypical character. I mean, very, very, very special. I mean, personally for me,
Unique.
yeah, he's unique, exactly.
And
then
for me, it's like design-wise, nah. Design-wise, I didn't like him at all. But what got me to like him is, first of all, his alternate Q costume.
Yeah.
And his theme.
The
theme is great. Yeah.
The theme is great. I mean, and then I got to like him. Like, okay, I get the point. I get it. President of the world. Okay, I see it.
Alexein was still salty because Rose wasn't announced.
You know me.
And now
Didn't buy it. That's shit.
Alexei was really mad when they announced Menat, and
Lord,
I was
man.
too. I was like, oh no, that's Rose replacement. No, and so
and everybody was liking her because she cute and everything, and I was like, no. Rosa.
Some people like cute. Some people like them cute.
No.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to like.
I like him grown. What?
I was like, oh no, and that's also an really weird situation for us. If there are replacement characters, there are sometimes like Menat and Rose. People were like, oh, okay, Menat is Rose replacement. So you played Rose before, so you can play with Menat because she has practically the same moves, which isn't true in Street Fighter 5. But people thought she had the same moves. We still wouldn't play the character because they are just a replacement for our original characters. That's how loyal we are.
Yeah.
Well, I think I tried to stay loyal. I mean, but then again, I think it's maybe I'm not trying to be I don't mean it bad, but there are a few games that it's practically almost impossible, to stay true to the characters because they changed them so much. For example, like the Mortal Kombat series.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, they changed so many. They had so many different styles to the games. But then when they switched back to the 2.5D gameplay wise, they still managed, to. I mean, each Mortal Kombat played so differently, and they changed the character so drastically There was like, for example, I always liked Raiden, in the Mortal Kombat series.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, by the time Mortal Kombat 9 dropped, I was fascinated by the character because he fitted really my style. And then, they changed it up a bit in Mortal Kombat X. And then by the time I think 11 dropped, I was like, I still found his moves to be very flashy and very stylish. But yeah, it was completely different from what we had before. And then I think I had to drop him. I mean, yeah. I think the only one that in Mortal Kombat I really played was like Jax because he's Jax. So he's just hammering those fists. So
he's the one you're loyal to.
I think so. But again, I think it's about. I think I like his style. I mean, the way he looks, the way he acts. Like a very tough guy. But then again, even though they switched his gameplay wise, I mean, they didn't change it too much when you see him like that. And I was willing to put the effort and to learn the character. But I think he's one of the characters where I personally think that they improved upon from game to game. So, I think I didn't need to put that much effort in it.
Yeah, I mean, Jax is pretty simple, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to go out of your way to reinvent this character.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I can talk the same for. I can tell you the same for Kitana. I mean, she's a combo queen in Mortal Kombat X, and in 11 she's really toned down. I don't know much about the new version though, I have to admit. But when I played her in the beginning, it was like I can only juggle for the one time with the fans. Okay, it was a bit disappointing, I must say. But yeah. Yeah, so I wanted you kind of just I would say gazed upon the next topic, and that was how do you choose your character? So yeah, now we got it from your perspective, but I had like a question which involved personality, playstyle, design, and the placement on the tier list. Okay, so what of those four things are, in your opinion, the most important ones? I mean, we talked about the playstyle. I mean, playstyle has a lot to do with that. I mean, my character has to be fun.
Yeah.
So, but I adapt my playstyle to the character's playstyle just because I like the character so much. But what about now the personality aspect, the design aspect, and the strength of the character? So on the tier list.
Yeah, I think personally, I mean, you mentioned something that I mean, it sort of triggered me. Not really, but I have to give my 2 cents to it. It's about the tier list because personally, I mean, on my level, I think I don't pay attention too much to the tier list because maybe it's like it has to do with my skill level. So even though sometimes when you see tier lists and you see that the character is very good gameplay wise, I think I haven't reached a point where I can say like this would be like for me the character to play because I'm able to use all the advantages that the character has. So I think it depends on mostly on the level that you have.
Yeah, I get it, but there are some people, even beginners, that ask the first question before they even play the game. They ask the question, the following one: how good is this character? And they rely on the tier list to choose their character. And in my opinion, just like you, I have the same opinion as you. It's not important at a beginner level, even intermediate. It's only important at the highest level of competition.
Yeah,
I have to add something there
go ahead.
because I do think, and that's got to be a bit controversial, I think, but
Bring it
I
on, man.
think
We're prepared.
I think there are tier lists for beginners that matter, but they are different tier lists than the ones professionals use.
They tell you
Mm.
different informations, right?
Yeah, because let's see, Abigail, for instance, in the beginner ranks, you spam Nitro Rush and you win. With Ken, you spam Heavy Tatsu and you win. Why? Because those moves you have to punch in a very specific way, and those things a beginner does not know. So they win in the lower ranks because of that. So
I
I
agree.
think
Yeah.
the tier lists for beginners are very different. I think the tier list for beginners, the top tiers would be characters who have moves that are hard to punish, or where you have to know the punish.
I think I also want to add something to that. I think you could also call it. I mean, personally for me, and I'm not. I mean, I don't try to find a character to that extent that his character. I mean, that the moves has to be punished in a certain way. I think it's maybe for beginners. It's like they choose by ease of play. So sometimes it's the way I start a game. So I choose a character, and yeah, maybe sometimes you look around, you try to find something that suits your playstyle. And when you're a beginner, you tend to. I mean, personally for me, I tend to play characters which are easier to play to get into. So that would be for me personally maybe the first. I mean, I still choose by style and how the character looks and everything. And if I really enjoy the character, I'm willing, to put the effort in it. But then I think at the beginning, I always try to find someone, who's like maybe not very easy, but easier to get into to fit my style. And then like if I want to do. If I want to progress, if I want to choose another one, I mean, maybe later on I'll try another one, and then something with a bit more experience. When you
Yeah.
accumulate a certain experience, you maybe find yourself in the situation where you're able to adapt to another character.
Yeah, but then
That's
again,
true.
yeah.
But I also had this. I had quite the same situation with a character of mine, with my Tekken main Yoshimitsu,
Shout
who
outs.
is not shout outs to my boy Yoshi.
He's
But
listening. He's listening. Yeah.
out there, Manji Clan represent
Yeah.
on. No, but I played him since Tekken 3, and to be fair, in Tekken 3, I wouldn't say he's difficult, because every character was like manageable, I would say. But at later iterations, Yoshimitsu became a very complex character with a lot of setups, and he has a lot of stances, and a lot of moves, even for Tekken standards. So, but I never let him go, I always stuck with him until I got, I would say, comfortable with him. And I started getting comfortable with Yoshimitsu at Tekken Tag 2, I would say. And then in Tekken 7, I won't say I perfected him because I'm not a pro player, but I'm very at ease with him, for my level of play,
I think he suits your playstyle as well because
He's a cheeky
setup.
bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a cheeky bastard. He's like, I got unblockable lows,
No, he's like the perfect Rod character because Rod also plays Voldo in Soul Calibur. I mean, Voldo is like the Yoshimitsu of Soul Calibur. So
Also have Yoshimitsu in Soul Calibur,
yeah, of course, of
So,
course, he gets them all.
but that was actually, I was playing Yoshimitsu also in Tekken 7. I still play him, and I remember when we played Tekken Tag 2, I always wanted to play Shoyu. But I was like, oh, she's also very complicated because you also have to know all the stances and moves, back turn, then Phoenix stance, or out of Phoenix. And I was like, no, I won't touch her in Tekken Tag 2. But now that I was more comfortable with Yoshimitsu in Tekken 7, I could actually start playing Xiaoyu, and now I have my secondary character in Tekken, which is Xiaoyu, and I'm very happy with that, So for me, when I have to answer the question with personality design and tier list isn't important for me at all. I mean, Voldo is considered low tier, so I don't really care about that. For me, it's a mix between personality and design. but I think design is more important for me. They look really, really cool because I really love Shoryu's design in Tekken 7.
Oh, I think that's her best design.
Yeah, no. And also Yoshimitsu's design in Soul Calibur 6 is really sick.
Yeah,
And
I prefer it to the Tekken 7 one.
I actually prefer the Yoshimitsu Soul Calibur 6 to Yoshimitsu Tekken 3.
Oh lord.
And now come at me. You know,
Yes, yes, he said it. How dare he?
he's demon. You know, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, it
And,
fits the universe. It fits the universe.
Yeah. And so for me, it's design and also personality. You know, if they are like, I think Josie is one is one good example. I like Josie, Josie's design from Tekken 7, but she's a crybaby,
Yeah.
and I don't like crybabies.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a bit unfortunate because I also like her playstyle.
yeah. It's like Bruce, like kickboxing, you know. And I was like, oh, now she's crying when she's winning. Why do you cry when you win? You know.
Yeah, because she happy.
But that's just that's just me. You know?
Those are happy
People
tears, man.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, I mean,
Shayu is cheeky. She's like, are you on the ground? Did you hurt yourself? I was that, you know.
That's true.
That's what I like.
She kind of cheeky though.
Cheeky Chinese girls.
Yeah, but for me, it's the same as you, man. I mean, it's design-wise. The first thing that comes to my mind is the design. Does she looks cool? Then I want the personality. You know, if I hope it's not a crybaby. I hope it's not like your average protagonist or something like that.
Yeah, short and protagonist.
Yeah, and the playstyle is actually on third place. And as we already mentioned, I tend to how do you say, to adapt.
Yeah, to at least try to adapt.
Try to adapt the playstyle, yeah, of the character. So I'm not the one saying I prefer this, I prefer that. I'm just like, okay, this character has this sort of playstyle. I gotta learn this now, which is a good thing. I mean, because it allows me to experiment on other playstyle that I might not have tried out if it wasn't for that character that I really like. I mean, I was very late on charge characters too. I started with Bison in Street Fighter V. Although he's not a completely 100% charge character anymore, he has some charge moves, right? The head stomp and the scissor kicks. And I had to adapt and to how do you say, to get used to always charge, which wasn't that obvious for someone who never played charge characters. But it
But I
helped
helped you
me.
out.
Yeah, you helped me out. Thanks for that. And it helped me in the future for Vanessa in KOF 14 because she has a charge move, a very important one for her combos, and so I'm now used to always charge. So I think it's a good thing to mix the play style. Yeah, but then again, in case of tier list, I don't think I believe in the tier list that we talked about, the easy to play versus not easy to play. Like you don't go to beginner and say I play Manat, Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah, Manat is very technical.
Or Angel in
or even
KOF 14.
or even a low tier character like well, I would say he's not low tier anymore, but Vega is also difficult for a beginner. I would say.
I would say so, yeah, because
Yeah, but
yeah.
The thing though with low tiers is that if you get good with a low tier character, I think you're better off for the long run because high tier characters they are very forgiving with mistakes. They tend to be very forgiving with mistakes.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that people that don't care about tier lists and play their low tier characters, those are the hypest people to watch because they had to study something, they had to find something. I mean, for high tier characters, it's already known, everybody plays it, so you know the tech, right? But with low tier characters, there's so much potential that is not known, you know, like
Unexplored.
If unexplored, yeah, right. It's one example is ET KOF 14 play pro player, right? He always surprises people in tournaments with his unusual choice of characters, and he always chooses like the 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 low tiers, but not really lowest of the low, right? But yeah, those that are not that strong, and he manages to beat very strong players because his opponents just don't know what he's doing. So
So
this zone of unexploration is really how to
This is a
say,
bit.
it's kind of an attraction to the low tiers. It's something, it's their charm.
Mm.
Mhm. I see what you mean. Every time I see Prototype playing Alex in a tournament,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mm.
what is he doing? He's being hyped. That's what he's doing.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think those people bring out the best moments in fighting games.
Everyone likes the underdog, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
see if you
It's
see a carry
also
mirror match, it can be a good match, but it's like, yeah, of course, carry mirror match, you know,
I love
especially.
carry mirror matches though.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I know what's happening. I know what they're trying to do. So it's hype for me because I know what they're doing.
It can be entertaining, but there are a lot of people who are a bit sick of the high tiers. You know, I remember when Leroy was
Oh Lord.
very high tier. Even characters like Geese and Akuma in Tekken 7, they're really like a bit frowned upon. You know, so again, 2D character, or like maybe also in Street Fighter, Karin was like, oh no, not again.
I
Karin's
get
too
I get
boring.
I get the hate though because Karine is pretty dry, or I wouldn't say dry, but she's a very straightforward character.
Mm.
You know exactly what they're trying to do. There's no surprise there.
She's a really
Yeah.
solid character, I would say. It's
Yeah.
not like she's not like when I begets my character. I would say Vega is really is more crazy, you know.
Nobody's doing surprise Rosenas because it's such a bad move.
Yeah.
Just
It's exactly, you know, it's by the book basic.
just jab it.
I think the thing I like personally is when you watch a tournament and you know, like people play I mean, they play characters that not many people play and not many people know, and they end up being like high. I mean, they end up after the tournament in the high tier list because because you have like many things about the character which aren't that explored, and then you have like this underdog which wins due to the fact that many people don't know how to react to the
Yeah, but
techniques.
there
Mhm.
was one video from Core Gaming that
Shout out
mentions
to Corey
something like
Sure. He's watching. He's watching too.
there was a video that talked about that
Mhm.
because some characters, as he said, are hard to figure out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
they're complicated characters, and nobody puts in the time to really explore them. So if one guy comes along and says, "Oh, I can do this shit," nobody knows about, then suddenly was, "Oh shit, you can do that with this character," and then this new tech might change the tier the character is in.
yeah, that's what I basically want to say.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we move on, I have to say my preferences because
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
been going on long tangents, and I was waiting for a way to stop the
We
discussion.
got a bit carried away, you know. It's
To- I
waifus
had
and husbandos, man. It's.
I had to jab that discussion.
Mhm.
So it's a bit incomplete, the response, I think, because I have not yet changed the fighting game in the same IP. Like
Mhm.
Street Fighter 5, I haven't played a different Street Fighter for real.
Mm.
Samurai Showdown, I haven't played a different Samurai Showdown for real. Yeah, so I don't know how I would react if I can carry over legacy skills. Like for real, so like you said, if Karine suddenly ended up being a charge character, I don't know if I would stick with Karine or not. So I don't have that experience moving from one number to another, basically.
Mm.
But for all the games I played so far, I can definitely tell you that I go first by the looks, by design.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I pick all the characters that I like visually, And then I look at their personalities. Like, what do they do when they win? How do they act when they lose? Win quotes, lose quotes. Maybe a bit of lore. And once I narrowed that down, I look at playstyle. The one thing I don't look at all is tier lists.
Yeah. Basically,
Uh, yeah.
like me and Hrod.
So the playstyle might make it so I don't play my most favorite character.
Mm.
Like I think it's happening with Charlotte because I would love to play Charlotte, but I can't play her with my current Samurai Showdown knowledge.
Just
I
gotta
don't
get
have
good, man.
I don't have enough knowledge to make her work for me.
Mm.
So there's one example where I pick a different character than the one I would like to play because of playstyle.
Mhm.
But the one thing I will not do is tier list because in Dead or Alive I play Mare Rose, and she's apparently bottom 5, if not like bottom 2. I think Bas is the only one who's worse than Mare Rose.
Damn.
If we go by tier list, but
Yo,
I still play her.
join the
So-
club,
so-
man. Vanessa is the very low tier too.
So tier list is the one thing I do not care about.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see,
because
I see.
I think ultimately it boils down to fun, you know. That's also something I want to give an advice to beginners, because there are a lot of beginners who tell me, "Is this character good? Who is he placing in the tier list?" I was like, learn the game first.
Yeah,
No,
like
yeah,
I said, the
yeah,
tier list for beginners might be completely different than the tier list for professionals.
yeah. Also, you know, you can also change, because we are talking like, oh, tier lists don't matter, and it's not that we think that, you know. But it's just another, I would say, another objective. You know, if you are a pro player who really earns money playing video games and fighting games, you know, then I would say, if you really want to win, pick the top tiers. You know, if you want to earn your bread, you know.
Yeah, but I also
Um,
think that tier lists are not 100% accurate. Never 100%
Nah,
accurate.
never,
It's not
never,
rocket
never.
science, right? It's just like
No, no, no.
it's just a
Point of
good.
view, maybe. Yeah.
It's a good indication. That's all it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you have to play perfectly, you know, but no one plays perfectly every time.
Not
know.
even the
That's-
fighting game gods.
Well, that's what I mean by tier list for professionals. The
Mhm,
tier list for professionals, the high tiers in the professional list will usually be the characters with the most favorable matchups
mhm.
and the most options against the most characters. While a tier list for a lower ranked player might be more akin to ease of use. Do they have buttons that are hard to punish? Things like that.
Mhm.
And I think, like for instance, in Street Fighter 5, Ken is like a good character if you're like unskilled. Like if you're not very skilled, any character with the projectile is better by default because you can hit the other person from across the entire map or stage rather.
Stage.
Or characters or rushdown characters are probably better for lower skilled players or new players because that's what new players usually do by default.
Attack.
Yeah, so a rushdown character would be stronger by default because that's what new players tend to do. They just want to rush in and attack.
I
So
see.
I think the tier lists change depending on your skill level.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. I would agree.
Yeah. You wanted to add something about fun, right? Or were you finished?
No, for me, it's the most important thing is fun. And maybe there are like low tier characters. I'd say at a high level, um, I would say at a high level play, maybe a character is considered low tier, but maybe it's the character that you have the most fun with. And if you just look at the tier list, you will never know, you know. So
Mhm.
fun should be the most important thing.
I think that's very important. I mean, another aspect that I didn't mention, but it's also important for me at least, is not really the play style, but certain moves, like the animation of a move
Yeah,
that I really
I know.
like.
I know one guy who goes just by the move. Just show you can.
Sure you have.
Oh,
Shout out to
that's
Neil.
super nearly.
But in my case, it was the Tekken franchise. My favorite character was always Paul. Tekken 3, I stuck with Paul. Tekken 4, I stuck with Paul. And in Tekken 5, I didn't quite like him that much. And it wasn't because of his playstyle. It wasn't because of his design. It was because of his personality. Because they changed him a bit. They made him a joke character. Okay, he was always a funny character. If you remember his Tekken 3 endings, for example, where he gets
Arrested.
arrested,
Not arrested.
yeah, well, he gets a ticket from a cop because he's speeding,
Yeah,
right? So it was always like funny shit happened to him, right? But he was never a dumb character. But in Tekken 5, he was like, yeah, I have to be the strongest in the universe. I have to beat aliens now, and I'm like, what? Paul, what happened, man? And so I switched to Lee. And what I really liked about Lee was in Tekken Tag 1, it was his moves. Just like because he's using kicks. I like when characters use kicks. And he had that one move, the Hitman 3, where he goes into Hitman stance and then you push 3 or X button in the PlayStation, and he does that really awesome move. I don't know how to describe it, right? But he kind of grabs you with the legs and pulls you on the ground. I really liked it.
We would show it in the edit room.
Yeah, I'll show it. I'll make sure to show it. And so these are also some kind of aspects that I take in consideration when I like a character, right? It's like okay, I like this animation, I like this move, I like how he or she walks. What I really like about Bison in Street Fighter 5 is his walk animation, where he crosses his arms and he just walks towards you.
He's just walking menacingly.
Yeah, I really
Yeah,
like that, and I
yeah.
like also his neutral stance, because in Street Fighter 4 he has like that auto stop neutral stance.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and there he's like crossing, like he's more menacing, right? And I think the same we can say the same for Vega, right?
Yeah, I really like his stance.
Yeah, and this gives more personality, and so these are some kind of things that I take a look at. And I have to mention in a game that we didn't mention before, Under Night in Birth. I really
yeah.
I really like when Hilda, when you crouch with Hilda, because she just sits down like a real Ojo-sama, you know. That's also
Yeah.
a nice animation, a nice touch.
Yeah, I also like some moves. As an example, I have like by Ukyo from Samurai Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
I also like how he looks, you know. But the move I really like, and it's not Subamegaishi.
What?
What?
It's not Subamegaishi. It's
Mild shock.
it's a mild shock. It's Sasameyuki.
Oh, okay. The lightning blade.
Yeah. Which one is that?
Yeah, it's the one when he like
Where he throws the
slashes-
apple.
yeah, he throws the apple first and then he slices.
That move. Okay.
That's so
yeah.
cool. It's so cool. It's not as practical as Tsumemi Gaeshi, you know. It's
like that move.
overhead, you know. I like it.
I don't like it.
I really like it. But I like the I mean he throws an apple and then he slices. You know?
No.
It just doesn't. He could have just sliced you, you know. No, he throws an apple first.
Oh,
Cause
it's
have an apple, man.
it's like K-Dash in CoF 14. He's super, right? He's just like he's throwing his glasses at you. You catch his glasses and then he teleports towards you and then he fucks you up. It's like hold these for a moment, thanks, and then he proceeds to whoop your ass.
The ass whoop.
Yeah, like it just gives the character personality, right? And I think SNK is very great at that. I mean, also if you take Wu from Samurai Showdown, where she searches for her glasses when she's weaponless.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a very nice detail.
Yeah, nice detail. So, and I think SNKs are one of the greats for that. And I think Guilty Gear 2. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they have also have great great attention to detail, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it for the types of
Oh,
characters that we like, or how do we choose those characters. I mean, we talked about personality, playstyle, design, and I think we can say that we give a bit more importance of the on the design part, but playstyle is not to be underestimated, I believe.
of course. It's
True.
still really important.
What I wanted to mention is we talked about being loyal or switching to other characters. I mean, depending now if we do that on the same in the same iteration of a game, or if we switch our characters in between different types of games. Um, what is the importance of being loyal? Or is it important to be loyal? Or when
You're
is it
talking,
important to be loyal?
you're talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
I think
To you all.
I would say, you mean, what is the advantage of being loyal?
I mean, I kind of mentioned it before. It's like the yeah, if you're loyal, you get to experience other playstyles. If you stick to a character that
It
changed
depends.
playstyle or something like that,
It
yeah.
depends because you have like characters who don't change too much. I think the game plan is still the same. But if I have now to choose one of my characters, it's gonna be Vega. Because he's in Street Fighter 4, he's really like a keep away character, a more defensive character, and he still is in Street Fighter 5. But he has now he can switch his claws. You have this claws on, claws off. And when he doesn't have his claws out, his claw out, then he's more aggressive. He has
Mm-hmm.
more combo potential. And also we have to talk that he's not a charge character anymore. Just has one charge move. And so, but I still played Vega just off the fact because he's Vega, and and he's the most beautiful character ever.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's no
I see.
there's no
I see how it is.
there's no denying it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm just flashed by this beauty.
That's just
And
like your opinion, man.
it's actually a very objective opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Straight.
it's a
Very
fact.
objective.
It's a fact.
People who don't realize that are like, you're not seeing the light, man.
Ugly
Yeah,
Vega.
Maybe I don't want to see the lights.
I actually feel sorry for you.
So what he
Wow.
basically means is like he enjoys the character so much. I mean, there's him who enjoys the character because he's so beautiful, and then there's other people who are just plainly wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
True. No, but to conclude, I would say, is it important to be loyal? I don't know. Are there any advantages? The advantages are like that you have more fun playing the character that you played for like forever. That's what I enjoy. When there's a new Soul Calibur announced, or let's say let's keep it more recent, when there's a new KOF announced, like KOF 15. I would be really glad if I see Vice again or Robert again, just to replay those characters, to see what they changed
how they
about those
look, right?
characters, how they move, how they speak, how they interact. So it gives me more joy.
Well, I'm gonna say that being loyal to a character gives you no advantage at all. No advantage. if you're being objective about it, if you stick to a character despite knowing that he's bad, then why are you doing it? I would say it's for the same reason that some people prefer old timers with cars. They know there are better cars out there, but they just like that car.
Yeah.
And there's
Are you
nothing
te-
wrong with
are you-
that.
Are you telling me Vega is an old time?
Yeah.
Also, I'm also a character loyalist, so I'm also talking about myself. I just like the character, and the only reason I would switch a character is purely from a playstyle perspective. If I can't make that character work for me.
Hmm.
That depends on the goals you have. If you only play for having fun, then okay, you can being loyal is not that disadvantageous. But if you really aim to be the best or aim to win the biggest tournaments ever, I think I see your point.
I would say it would be accurate to say that personality and looks give you first dips. I try you first, and if it works, I'll stop right there. But if it doesn't work, I go to my second choice and see if that works.
Yeah, there's still the secondary characters, So.
Yeah, I might play the character I can't play as well. I might play that character as a secondary. Like I do with Charlotte, actually, because I still play her sometimes, but if I want to learn something, I play Nakodoro.
Yeah.
True. I mean, what I like about being loyal to a character, and ladies, you heard it first, I'm loyal. What? Twins are loyal, just saying. But Sulfura doesn't see any advantages. Okay.
I mean, there are no objective advantages, just emotional advantages, I'd say.
True.
But emotions are important too. But what I like for people being loyal, I see, you associate the characters to a certain player. I mean, Hrod is known as the Vega guy in Luxembourg. You are known as the carrying guy, and I think that's a beautiful thing to have, because I think that those characters are some kind of reflection of oneself.
Yeah, sure, but you're gonna switch from Bison to Rose, so what do you have to say about that?
Because I was always the Rose guy.
I mean, I know him from my brother is the Rose.
I couldn't be the Rose guy because Rose wasn't in the game. If she was there day one, I would have been a Rose guy.
Manat's there, so
no.
Minat.
Blasphemy.
He's the rose full of thorns.
No.
You should have seen me when Anna wasn't in the initial roster in Tekken 7. I was pissed.
He was complaining every time, and I had to listen.
I couldn't look at Nina. Every time I looked at Nina, I was like, "Yeah, where's your sister?" And I couldn't play Nina. Some people said, "Oh, you can play Nina." I was like, no, why should I play Nina? I want Anna. And the day she got announced, I had teary eyes. I had to tell you. I gotta be honest. I was so happy.
I know that feel.
The loyalists are weird people.
We are weird, but we are loyal.
We are happy.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink.
Yeah, I mean that reflection. I like that. That the Tokido that is getting compared to Akuma. I mean, him doing the Misatsu pose, the demon pose after he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, but watch out because Diego Umejuarez was known as the Ryu player and the evil Ryu player, and he switched to Guile when he couldn't make Ryu work.
It's true. That's because of Street Fighter 5. No?
Yeah, so he's a fraud. But
you heard it here, folks.
He's a fraud.
FGC drama on the way.
It depends. Again, it depends on the goals you have, and also if Daigo doesn't have fun playing Ryu anymore, then I think it's only fair to switch.
I mean,
but I was mentioning it as a counter example to Kido and Akuma.
Yeah. I mean, it's not everything is not black and white, so there are some gray zones. So,
No,
but I see.
everything.
It's like you with Juri, right? You liked playing Juri in Street Fighter 4, but in Street Fighter 5 you completely dropped her because she wasn't fun anymore.
No, it's actually because I didn't like her personality, and I'm not joking.
Oh Lord.
People will say I'm crazy, but I don't like Juri anymore because in the story mode, Vega walks up to her, and Vega says, "You lack delicacy."
Oh God!
I was like, he's actually right.
The main bitch complained about the side bitch.
Yeah. So I was like, if Vega doesn't like her, so I have to drop her, And that's why I don't.
Lord.
Also because I don't like her playstyle anymore. It's fun.
Okay, okay.
But actually, I think the main reason is because
I mean-
Vega
I mean-
said so.
I don't know much about Jury, but I think the theme changed so badly. I would probably
Oh,
put
the
that
theme is.
alone.
Oh no, the theme is awful.
I like the theme in 4, but the 5 theme is like it's like the background track. Something's missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like supermarket music, you
There's,
know.
there's no
And,
spice. There's
and
no
it's like-
spice.
But there's also a point. Themes are also important for me.
I mean, they don't have to be great, but if they're great, it gets me more hyped up.
I don't know. It's like Ukyo's theme is not that great in Samurai Showdown, but it fits Ukyo.
It's
you know?
very traditional Japanese.
Yeah, it's like a traditional theme, and I'm like, yeah, I like this because it speaks Ukyo. It is Ukyo. It be Ukyo, you know. And so that's why I like it. And I think, and I'm actually in tournaments. In tournaments, I actually always try to get on the second player side just to hear Ukyo's music during the match.
The secret's out. Now everybody knows.
Yeah, that's it's not because Oi goes on player 2 because he can handle player 2 side better. You know, he doesn't drop his Tsubamega Eshis. I drop them every time, so it's player
It's
1,
all
player
about the
2.
music.
Now,
I'm-
I just want to hear that that shit. You know,
I
just
have to
blend it
say,
in, just blend it in. What?
I have to say that I'm blessed with S tier themes with my characters so far. Except Melrose, it's not S tier, but Karine is S tier. Mwah. That's rich people music. It fits so well.
Karen
That's
is great
true.
too. Yeah.
Which one of my? I mean, Alex has one of the best character themes, right? With G.
Yeah, with G.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Down, down, down.
I mean, he also plays a little bit of Lei Fang in Dead or Alive, so she has a great theme in Dead or Alive 3, I think. It's Mayflower.
I think.
It's
Yeah, I
called
think I don't
Mayflower.
remember the. I think Dead or Alive is like
Just blend it in.
the one. Yeah, the one game where I think I don't remember the themes actually. I think I.
They're great, but they're not that memorable, right?
They
Yeah,
aren't
exactly.
even played. They aren't even played in Dead or Alive 6 by default. It's the
No,
stage music by default.
Yeah, but you have to choose them, and I switched it to Mayflower.
Yeah, I
That's what I
mean,
do.
which themes do I have? Kadesh theme I really like from
You have Kadesh. Kadesh
2002
also has great
Unlimited
themes.
match. That's
Cov
my
13 is
that's my
also great.
favorite. Cov 13, yes, but it's not my favorite.
Mm.
Yeah. Rose. I like Rose theme. Yoshitora's theme is also very great. I like it. Rocky Japanese style. But yeah, theme is also very. It's a nice addition. It makes me love the character more. But if the theme is not great, it's not like it's detrimental for me to.
Yeah.
You can help with the hype.
It can help with the hype. It can help. It makes you happy. It makes you happy.
I mean, when we saw the announcement of Huang, we heard Orangi Arirang, from Soul Blade.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yo, if you use the themes in trailers, I'm crying, man. I get so emotional. I don't know why. It's just it's the geese announcement in Tekken 7.
yeah.
I was like, at first you hear that typical geese phrase, like leave it all to me. You can just die. It's such a geese thing to say. Like you die forever. You just go die. And then it starts with the Fatal Fury intro, and then you hear the Fatal Fury geese theme. And I was that's one of the first things that came to mind. Or the main theme of Samurai Showdown. The first time I heard it in the teaser trailer, I was like, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Then again, the one trailer you hear Soul Blade theme from 20 years ago, and I'm like, wow, it's great. Armor King's theme.
Oh yeah.
So the themes are very nice to use for trailers.
I was thinking about something. I mean, maybe to lead into another subject. I mean, another question. But talking about announcements and talking about Geese, because he's a guest character. So that's my point.
Oh
Like for the question.
Lord, you don't
That's-
want
that's-
you don't want to go there.
You don't want to go.
No, okay,
You
that
opened
bringing me.
Pandora's
No,
box,
it's
you know?
actually in my notes. It's actually in my notes.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm good. Yeah. So I mean, in any fighting game or game in general, but I think it's more related to fighting games. Is there or is there not like one specific character, a guest character that made you play a game in a different way, or are you just like who's like the kind of guy who's into guest characters, and who's the one who just like completely ignores them?
So
Look,
I'm
man.
gonna,
Yeah,
gonna,
I give
I'm,
you.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna say I hate guest characters. I actually hate guest characters, especially when my character isn't announced. When it's like in Street Fighter 6, there's gonna be, I don't know, Crash Bandicoot. I don't know. I'm just saying. And Vega's not announced yet. I'm like, I'm gonna hate Crash. I'm gonna hate him.
I'm gonna crash and crash.
Because this spot was actually for Vega and he took it away. That's the guy I am. But
That's how
I wanna say-
loyalists are.
but I want to say something. I have nothing against characters when they fit. When we talked about Geese and Akuma in Tekken, I think they are great guest characters because it's like the main bad guy from Fatal Fury and the main bad guy from Street Fighter are joining the Tekken roster against the main bad guy Heihachi or Kazuya. So I think it fits well. Noctis and Negan, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Yeah. And I know, and I understand from a marketing point of view, and also that people that like The Walking Dead and like Final Fantasy 15, they are happy, and it's great if you like those characters. And I know, Actarus, you like Negan very much in Tekken 7.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
We forgive you.
Damn. So harsh.
But I actually, I'm not a big fan of guest characters. I pretty much like, and that's something I actually hate about people who like Soul Calibur. They're always like people who are, Soul Calibur is great, but there's no Link in it. I was like, yeah, that was a guest character in Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would much prefer he would be in Soul Calibur. You play Soul Calibur
Well,
because you
I'd
want to play
say
with Feet, yeah. Or I don't know who, but not Link. But that's me.
I'd say those are character loyalists who can't play Link anymore.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
In my opinion, those are people who only played Soul Calibur because of Link, and they actually don't give a shit about Soul Calibur itself. They don't stick
Yeah.
to Soul Calibur, and that's kind of in my opinion, the risk you have with guest characters that are really from a different genre. Like
Yeah.
the guys that play Negan now are guys that also play Tekken. But the guys that wanted to play Negan because of Walking Dead, they don't play anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
The
But
same for Noctis, in my opinion.
the thing is, the key feature about guest characters is just for first, it's getting a trend. Like it's getting really. I think it's almost getting out of hand.
Out
Like,
of hand,
the most
too much. I mean,
the most prominent example that I can think of is probably, I mean, it's the Smash series, like the last one. It has like so many guest characters. I think it's like the biggest crossover in my opinion, personally.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Smash,
Oh Lord, here we go.
Smash is a crossover game. So guest characters are a must and expected.
Well, I'd say I have a point actually, because the very first Smash is the only one I played, and that one was basically a mashup of all Nintendo IPs.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, I think Smash was basically a crossover, but of Nintendo characters, and then they included other characters as well. And like now with the Ultimate, is like, I mean, most of the DLCs are just guest characters, just to push the
Yeah, but
I mean, in a certain way, they push the sales. I mean, that's understandable, But I think I understand your point, Roberto, when you say like, yeah, I mean, people who play like, for example, they started playing Tekken because of Negan. It's yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think for me personally, like, I like them, and it always depends on the game and how the characters are made. I mean, personally, I was like, some of them, not all, but some of the characters, for example, in Mortal Kombat. I
Mm.
mean, somehow they fit the universe, even though like they're still a bit weird some at times. And I think the only time where it really worked was when, and coming back again to Dead or Alive, was in Dead or Alive 5 when they introduced like the Virtua Fighter characters, because
Mm.
those characters were already like in a fighting game. So I think that the in a sense to put them into another fighting game was actually a good idea,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
if you play, I think, uh, I mean, I didn't play that much of Dead or Alive 5, but I tried out the characters, and they really play like Virtua Fighter characters. It's like they took all the moves from the Virtua Fighter characters, and they just put them into Dead or Alive. I mean, they adapt. I mean, they try to adapt them to the mechanics,
mhm.
but the moves. I mean, someone who plays Virtua Fighter 5 and plays the same character in Dead or Alive will feel almost, like at home, like
Yeah.
with as he was playing Virtua Fighter with the same character.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, every
So
Virtua Fighter
I think
character has.
that's a part where I think it worked out great.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, also from a design standpoint, they kind of fit in
Mhm.
in that
Yeah,
universe.
yeah, that's true.
And it was great because every Virtua Fighter character had like the down one,
Yeah, don't jab.
the down jab. It was
Yeah,
back.
yeah, it's true, it's true, and they did a great job. I mean, I like guest characters if they fit. I like guest characters from another fighting game. For example, Homaru in Soul Calibur, Giz and Akuma in Tekken, the Virtua Fighter characters in Dead or Alive. So I prefer those than having like a crazy crossover. But I have to admit, I see the appeal. But personally, I don't want it to be too much. And in Mortal Kombat 11's case, for me personally, it's too much. I mean, I get it. Rambo is hype, Robocop is hype, Terminator is hype, but at a certain point, I'm like, yeah, but there are some legacy characters that are still missing though, like
Or Reptile though.
Reptile, Ermac, Smoke,
Yeah, the
uh,
cyborgs.
the
Mhm.
cyborgs. Even though even though they're in the story, I'm like, come on, man, they're in the story, right? So I kind of feel bad for the die-hard Mortal Kombat fans that want the cyborgs back,
Yeah,
Smoke
it.
back, you
I
know.
mean, I mean, I'm happy they put Melina in, so I'm good.
Yeah, but also very late, huh?
I
Yeah,
don't give a shit. She's it.
That's
but
true.
yeah,
We made it.
I think that's the thing with the guest characters, and I think that I mean the summary, I mean, what we can say about the guest characters, it's like they're welcome as long as they, for one, fit the universe, and for second, don't they don't fill up spots from legacy characters, which are like fan favorites and should be there in the first place.
Mm. And we all want that what the fuck factor, what the fuck Negan in Tekken 7, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was
Yeah, that was unexpected, and I get it, but if it gets too much,
it
if you
gets out of
have,
hand.
it
Yeah.
gets out of hand, and it's not surprising anymore. It's like, okay, of course they go with Rambo now, of course they go with, and it's like, it's not as crazy. If you do it too often, it loses its charm.
True.
At the end of the day, I'm saying, yeah, why doesn't NRS just do a movie fighter, like movie fighting game, like Rambo versus, I don't know, Terminator versus Jean-Claude Van Damme, I don't know, so with Warner Brothers licenses, I don't know, so it's kind of it gets kind of too much. For me personally, I mean, if there's somebody out there that says, okay, the more guest characters, the better. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Tekken is Tekken, Street Fighter is Street Fighter, Dead or Alive is Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur is Soul Calibur. It's not a crossover game.
Yeah.
Not like Smash. Smash is a crossover game. Okay, they extended. At first it was only Nintendo licenses, then they extended to other licenses, which is great. So I kind of expect it in Smash. You don't have any original characters in Smash.
No, you don't.
No.
No.
So it's just crossover the game. But Tekken isn't. That's my point of view. And now, to conclude this a bit long podcast, yeah, but still very interesting. I want to hear your top 5 of characters. I mean, if you can't come up with a top 5, you just do your best character, your favorite characters. You can give yourself some limitations if you want to say one per franchise, or I know that Hrod has prepared one for male characters and female characters. Just state your how do you say, your limitations, your limitations before
Your
you
criteria.
criteria. Thanks. For before you state your top 5. So who wants to start?
I don't give a shit. I can start.
Don't be shy
I can start.
and let the war begin now.
Let the war begin.
Who's best wife? Who's best husband?
So
We'll be judging.
I will limit myself for one per franchise, which is hard as shit. But I have to do it. So I'm gonna go with the overall. So my most favorite character still will be Voldo from Soul Calibur. He's the best actually.
Creepy.
He's creepy, but he's elegant, and people who don't understand it are dumbasses. No?
He has a nice balance of creepy and elegant. That's true.
Yeah. It's actually a combination of my second and third character. So second place is Yoshimitsu from the Tekken series. I also like him in Soul Calibur, but I can cheat, because he's in both games. And third place is Vega. And so I think that Yoshimitsu and Vega are like the combination for Voldo, The other Yoshimitsu is creepy and bizarre, I would say, and Vega is elegant, and their love child is gonna be Voldo,
I see.
That's what I like.
That's a nice comparison, though.
Yep. On fourth place, I got my only girl is Vice. She's also my favorite woman of all time.
She's great.
And-
I like her design, really. I like the short
Yeah.
hair. I like the red dress.
And on 5, we have a recent entry. It's Ukyo Tachibana from Samurai Shodown.
I mean, first time I saw him in this illustration, I was like, oh, that's a Hrod character. Long hair,
That's
beautiful, tragic story,
Mm-hmm.
about to die,
Horrible.
tuberculosis. I mean, okay.
Oh boy, he's also very
character.
romantic.
He's a sick character, literally.
True.
That's my top 5.
That's a nice list. I know it's really difficult to set limitations, but yeah. Who's next, Alex or Mike?
I think I'll go because it will be a short list since I'm fairly new to fighting games. So
Get out!
my list is not as diverse or big. It's so basically Karina I think is my favorite because she embodies what I really like about a character. Like she has the looks, she looks cute, but and here's the thing, she has a lot of attitude. And that attitude is comes from her how to say I don't remember the word now.
Her background?
It's escaping me.
I would say evolution or
No,
character development.
it's with C. Confidence. Yeah, that's the one.
My confidence. I mean,
Attitude from confidence. I mean, you can be confident and just be a bitch, but she's confident because she knows she's good. There's confidence and that gives her the attitude. So it's like that's the combination I go for.
And the laugh. That's the laugh.
Well, I guess the laugh is just pure attitude. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just
She rocking
just
it though. She
having-
rocking it though.
that's of course. That's what makes it good, because she's absolutely confident. She's owning that laugh
That's her laugh.
totally.
Third.
Second place, I would say is Charlotte, because of the same reasons essentially.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah. Then I have to go with a double, which is like Helena and Melrose. I think. Well, Melrose is a bit of a complicated case because they kind of ruined what made her great for me in Dead or Alive 6.
A
Yeah,
little
it's
bit.
true.
Because in Dead or Alive 5, very little was known about her. All I knew is that she acted cheeky as fuck in the win pose and the lost pose. And the way she talked, her answers and all that, she was like, it seemed like she was playing a helpless character, but she was very cheeky actually underneath it. In Dead or Alive 6, they made her a pure anime mate basically. So if I would just judge her from that, she would drop out of top 5 actually. But
yeah, she kind of lost her uniqueness.
Yeah.
I remember
So-
her when she lost. She was like crying in the fight, and then she looked like over. Like, is she looking? No,
Yeah, exactly.
So she was faking the cry. So I found it really,
Exactly. She was cheeky. That's what I liked about her. But
Yeah,
they
it was pretty
tried to
fun.
ruin her in Dead or Alive 6. So it's
yeah.
I'm like, my Melrose in my head is better than the one in Dead or Alive 6. But so
Yeah.
whatever. If it weren't for that, she would drop out of top 5
Yeah.
basically
like-
immediately.
That's why my Christy wanted to kill her. You know.
Oh, well. And I guess the last place of all the characters that I actually know well enough would be Nakoruru. She's
Mama.
lacking a bit in attitude, but she does have a bit still, and it doesn't come from confidence, but rather, funnily enough, from kind of an innocent way of looking at things. It was like she doesn't understand how some things are supposed to work, and that this gives her a kind of an attitude which comes from innocence rather than confidence.
She is pure, after all.
Yeah, so I would say that's my top 5. It's probably less diverse, but that's it.
If I can add something to Nakoruru, she is pure, she is innocent, but that SSM, that I don't know, that I don't know how to describe it. That arrogant, like Gomenasai when she thrusts.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That attitude comes from innocence. She probably actually really means it when she says, "I'm sorry, gomenasai," but just like it comes across as really arrogant, and it's kind of an attitude that comes from innocence, really. So I liked it. I like it.
I actually looked up the translation. She's saying something like, "You're gonna be sacrificed for nature. I'm sorry." Something like that.
That's
So-
savage.
Like
So
that's kind of savage though. Like, okay, now I gotta sacrifice you. I'm sorry though, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. So basically, it's attitude, but it's the right kind of attitude. I'm
Yeah,
looking
it's still I would say it's still kind of innocent and pure, because she sees as her duty, right?
She apologizes for it, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, but I have to. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, she's nice. She's nice. She's nice.
I'm sorry. I'm that good. I landed it as them.
I'm sorry, man. You didn't get to rage burst. I'm sorry. So next one would be Alex.
Yeah, so I have also 2 lists, but it's it's one of each franchise, and I have one list just male characters, and then also women. So let's start with ladies first. So even though I don't play ladies that much, I mean I like the design, the way they look. I would first go with Fei Lang
from Dead or Alive, because I mean that was like I think
That's
one of the
that's Lei Fang.
Lei
not-
Fang. Oh,
not-
Lei Fang. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Actually, no, you are not worthy to play her anymore. That's she's
Uh,
actually mine.
I'm bad.
Wait for the list, I'll know the name.
You are not worthy.
I'm not. Yeah. So, so I mean, she was maybe one of the only female characters that I really played in a fighting game.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it was always, that attitude that she has. Like, I think she's like this duality with the other character, Jen Li, like, who's also one of my favorites, and always, looking for that acceptance, like, from the character. That's what I liked about. It was more the story about them than something else.
Okay.
The
lore.
Yeah, exactly, the lore. On second place, yeah, I'm giving love to a franchise which we didn't mention, I think, and I'm also hoping, like, for a new game, from the Killer Instinct franchise. It was like Orchid.
Orchid.
Yeah.
Poster
Orchid. Exactly. She's like, I mean,
Badass.
looking real good, looking badass, and
Mhm.
really nice moves. Next up, we have, like, I'm thinking about it. I put the list, but not in order. So, yeah, let's say I would go for Yuri from Street Fighter. I mean,
I mean Judy, yeah.
Judy. Yeah, sorry, I'm pronouncing it in the wrong way. I'm like completely, yeah. So,
I mean, there's guys who say Ryu, so you're excused.
There are guys who say Gilles for Guile, you know.
Like I said, I don't play women that much, so I'm not that into it.
Okay.
We forgive you.
So you're not into women, okay.
No, women in real life is more interesting. So, still, yeah. Also, that cockiness. I think in general, I like very cocky characters, or characters which don't speak that much, or let maybe like their fists do the talking. And I think she fits into that cocky side, like. And yeah, again, it was like a character which was introduced in Street Fighter 4, and it was very different. But for me personally, it fitted very well in the franchise. I mean,
yeah, I like her too. But I
Yeah.
like her Street Fighter 4 design better than the Street Fighter 5.
yeah, that's why they put the Street Fighter 4 design again in the
Yeah,
5.
it's just. I think
I
it's
think it had.
iconic.
I think it had a lot of success. Yeah, again, like playstyle, arrogance. The design was great. I mean,
lacking delicacy.
Yes, exactly. I was a bit pissed. I was pissed that they changed her original design in Street Fighter 5 before release. Like cover her up. Well, still. Then maybe like a then again to character of Mortal Kombat, like Sonya Blade. But I think it's more of the recent change that they did on her, because like I think I liked her in the original titles. Then came a few titles where she looked kind of weird, and then I think in the last installment, I mean, yeah, they have like more possibilities to make her look maybe a bit more realistic. So that's maybe
I
one
mean,
part of it.
overall, they did a great job with animations and
Yeah, exactly.
design.
The face, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the way she looks, the way, I mean, her moves, like they stayed. I mean, that was maybe one of the characters which they tried to stay the most faithful to. And yeah, again, I mean, I didn't mention a character from the King of Fighters series, but I really enjoyed Whip.
Oh, I see.
Because she's very different from other characters, and like maybe that kind of long range moves was actually not that bad. I mean,
Yeah, she's
back in the days.
What I really like about Whip is her story. Not many people know of her story because it's in the 2000s titles.
Yeah,
but I really like it. I'm not going into details, but her lore is
Go look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I mean she's kinda the sister of K-Dash. I say kinda.
Kind of. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I'll look into it.
and I'm weak when it comes to siblings.
I see. Yeah, of course.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
how wholesome, how wholesome.
yeah, I mean, it's normal for you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then coming to the male part,
To the
which
machos.
to the machos. Yeah, exactly. To the guys with the muscles. Yeah, I think very recently G is like definitely my favorite characters out of all
It's your
fighting
profile.
games.
It's your
Because,
profile picture.
yeah, so I mean, there's nothing to talk about it. His style, the way he talks, the way his moves looks. Maybe the looks not that much, but again, some skins do a better job than others.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I mean, up until that point it was Abel, and then like kind of changed. I mean, Street Fighter wise, only in that franchise. Next up, I think I talked about it already. It was like Jackie from the Virtua Fighter series. Again, that cocky
yeah.
attitude, and also because like I'm sort of a fan of the Jeet Kune Do style, and
Mm.
and he actually shares this spot with Jan Lee, because back in the days, I mean, when I was playing that live, I mean, Jan Lee was like the character for me. Next up, we have like Jax, I mean, of
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat, because
Mhm.
again, like, I mean, he has like metal arms. There's nothing to talk about it, and I really, I really like how they put the thing with the heating of the arms. Like
Yes.
they light up after a certain time, which was
I like.
very.
I also
No,
like.
go ahead.
I also like the sound when they hit.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a like a weaponsmith,
Yeah,
like
like,
someone.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's two characters left. So still a King of Fighters character left, and the Killer Instinct fighter left. And personally, for me, the best looking characters in Killer Instinct. I mean, it's also like the guy you see the most in when they talk about the game. It's Fulgor. Fulgor has
Mhm.
like this
The profile.
badass. I mean, yeah, he looks so badass. It's like it's the one characters I would have loved to have like in other fighting games because he looks badass. He has also like this tragic story. I think he's like the brother of um how's yeah how's the other
Jacob?
one called? No, not Jago. Is he the brother of Jago? I
I
thought
don't
he
know.
was.
I just.
I thought no. I thought he was the character of the. Oh wait, I will embarrass myself again. Like the Indian guy.
I
Don't
see.
remember again.
Chief
Yeah,
Thunder?
yeah, Chief Thunder, exactly, Chief Thunder. So I think the story is like uh they killed the brother of Chief Thunder and then they put him into a robot and then I think he had to fight his own brother, like something like that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's that. And yeah, last but not least, and that was actually my favorite character in King of Fighters was Rolf, because yeah, again,
Oh.
Rolf is like
Warrior.
big big guns in another way. uh I love his style. He's like very it's like how do I say it, uh beefy. Yeah, exactly, very beefy, very rush down character. Yeah,
He has like explosive moves. The punches that just explode.
yeah,
I
exactly,
really like
exactly.
the Galactic Phantom, or how is it called? His super
Guardian of
Mm,
Phalanx. Yeah.
Phalanx. Yeah, Phalanx. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, Phantom. No.
Oh,
Oh, I don't. Oh, I
I
don't know.
actually have to look it up.
I'm not.
I'm not
I'm not a
I'm not the
Ralph man.
expert.
I'm not a
I'm not
Ralph
the
man.
biggest Rolf fan, I would say. I like
Yeah.
him though. But I don't know his moves.
Yeah, but I think in the King of Fighters series they have a lot. I mean, and that's like just off the top of my head because it's hard to pick. I mean, a favorite character
Mm.
out of the King of Fighters franchise because they have like so many well designed characters, and I think even though I don't play it that much, I really enjoy the characters because they look like very diverse, and each has like his own style, like
Yeah, they're very
diverse.
unique. Yes. So
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I mean, King of Fighters
So
always comes up with new protagonists, and they kind of work.
mhm.
Mm.
They replace the old protagonists they don't get rid of the old protagonists, but they hold their own in the story. So
Mhm.
it's really great. It's not easy to achieve.
No, and that's again like one of the games that still tries to be faithful to the fans, like putting so many characters in one game.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah.
Actually, I want them to do to go the Smash round and do everything. Everyone is in it in Go 15.
Oh wow!
I mean, I know that some pro players are not gonna like that because of the matchups, but come on,
Give
just
me everybody.
give me everybody. Give me give me the characters in the background. What? So it's my turn for my top 5 now.
Go ahead.
Which criteria did I choose? I'm like, I can go with overall, one per franchise. But in the games where I have my favorite male and favorite female, I'm gonna mention those. I'm gonna go like that. So all-time favorite character is K-Dash from King of Fighters. All-time favorite. The first
Profile
time
picture.
my profile picture. It's kind of the first time I saw him, it was like, oh, he looks cool. His animations are cool. He's like he thumbs down you, and that kind of hurts you. I mean, that's just amazing, right? And my favorite female cough is Vanessa, the boxing girl. Very fun to play, and I love her design. I like the tie, um, her original trousers, not the ones she has right now, but yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like um, her gloves too. Then comes my all-time favorite female character is Taki from Soul Calibur. Actually, my first female main character. So she has a special place in my heart. I like her also. But design-wise, she's very great. But I also like her lore. She's a ninja, but not quite the typical ninja. No. And the male in the franchise is Cervantes.
Oh yeah,
The
Cervantes.
pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cervantes. I like him. I like
Cervantes de
old
Leon.
dude. Cervantes de Leon. Yeah, the old dude, the pirate guy that still can fuck shit up. Then we go to Tekken. There I have Lee and Anna, my Tekken Tag 2 team. Lee already mentioned why I love Lee because of the move. Anna I actually hated in Tekken 3. She looked very odd in the game, I must say,
Yeah,
and
it's
also
true.
in the endings. Okay? But
She looks like one of our aunts.
yeah, it's true. And but in Tekken 5, she was very funny. And of course, those two characters in Tekken, Lee and Anna, they are also very funny in their ending. So they kind of have that funny personality that I really like. Although they are kind of serious because Lee has some ties with Heihachi and Kazuya, and Anna is also like always trying to kill Nina and so on. But in the ending, she just plays pool with her or something like that. So it's kind of interesting. Then fourth place, I have to go with the Street Fighter girl Rose, and there I don't have a male counterpart. Just
Oh
one of
wow.
those.
Okay.
No, it's just Rose is at the top. No one comes close. No one comes close. It's Rose, Rosa. Yeah, I really like. I like her. I like her design. I like her scarf. I like her playstyle. That's very great. I'm very happy that she's back. And then I gotta go with Sam Shaw. Yoshitora Mina. He has 7 swords. Okay, it's him. He's cocky. Okay, it's him. And then the female counterpart is Mina, using her bow, or using her. Is it bow? How do you say? Yeah, bow. Bow.
Oh, bow, bow.
Bow.
Oh, the bow.
The
Okay.
bow,
it's
yeah.
Oh, mate.
Little bow wow.
It's like Luxembourg, the bow.
Wow.
And yeah, I like her design. I like her playstyle very well. She's kind of zoning, and they changed her in Samsho 7, but I still love her. Still love her. You know, adapting my playstyle. You know. Okay. So this was my top 5.
I have a question about the character of your top
No.
5.
Okay.
Because because I really don't know it. But about Taki, was she actually in the? I know she was in Soul Calibur in the first one, but was she also in the game before? I mean, Soul Edge, Slash,
Yes,
Soul
of
Blade?
course, of course. That's where I played her. I never played Soul Calibur 1. I only
Oh,
played
okay.
Soul Blade and then Soul Calibur 2. I never had what was it? Not Mega Drive?
Dreamcast?
Dreamcast. It was a Dreamcast. Yeah, I never had a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So no, she's one of the OGs. She's one of the OGs. Actually, poster girl. No, Sophia is the poster girl, right?
Sophia.
Yeah, but now it's Ivy, I believe, right?
It's I think it's Ivy, but
I wonder why.
It's cause she's
actually the poster boy in Europe was Voldo.
yeah. The cover had Voldo in front.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
Europe, Italy, Europa. Hey, well, hey, Voldorino.
Voldo. Hey, Palermo.
Hey. Okay, so I believe that concludes this long ass podcast. But I mean, it was very very entertaining. I can talk for
hours.
ages, for hours, fighting games. I mean, that's one reason I wanted to do this podcast is just because I think characters are so much important, and everyone has his take on characters. As we saw in this podcast right now. So I have to thank you guys for participating in this one. I had very much fun doing that. So yeah, some closing words on your sides.
I don't know. I'll also say
I
that
say I have a closing word. Just pick a top tier.
pick it up tier. Pick it up tier. No, it's how you say it, because we like our characters. We talked a bit, perhaps a bit too much, but
Yeah, but that's the fun about it.
yeah,
Talking about it.
Yeah.
That's what I like the most.
all of our characters.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, my closing word is Taki best girl, Vanessa best girl, Kader.
You mean Voldo? What?
You mean what?
No, man.
Let's
good
let's,
taste.
let's start the
It
war.
was- you lack delicacy.
No, of course not.
Uh,
Okay.
but actually, I would be interested to hear from our viewers. So if our viewers have their own top 5s or their own favorite character, they can write it down
In the
in the
comments.
comments below. You can also write in Luxembourgish. If you're a Luxembourger, then you can.
I mean,
Of
German,
course,
French too. I mean, we don't discriminate.
German, French, Italian, if you want, Portuguese for Fantastico Mike. I don't know if you can answer, but it's okay.
I can write Portuguese as well as most Luxembourgers can write Luxembourgish.
Okay.
Okay, so a fake Portuguese. So I think it'd be interesting to hear some opinions of yours if
Yeah, I mean, drop a top
if
5.
you agree with us,
Yeah.
or not, and so then we can have a nice discussion.
Yeah, I mean, there were only 4 people here talking. I mean, everyone has their opinion. So with that being said, I'm gonna say thank you for coming, and see you guys on the next podcast. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye bye.